Welcome back to the channel where we uncover untold stories behind reality TV's most dramatic families. Today, we explore one of the most shocking scandals in the world of Little People, Big World. For years, Zach and Tori Roloff appeared to be the perfect couple. Fans loved their love story, their resilience, and the way they raised their children under the cameras. But behind the scenes, trouble was brewing, trouble that would eventually tear the family apart. This is not just celebrity gossip. It is a story of love, betrayal, financial trouble, and emotional devastation. Trust was broken. Children were left crying. Lives were changed forever. For the past 5 months, Tori Roloff had been secretly involved in a romantic relationship with a banker named Alex. What began as a private affair quickly became a deeper romance. When Alex learned about Tori's secret financial troubles, he promised to pay off her $220,000 debt. Their bond grew stronger, and they spent time together at 5-star hotels, showing the depth of their connection. A few weeks later, Tori discovered she was pregnant. Tests confirmed the baby was Alex's. When Zach learned the news, he suffered immense emotional distress. Arguments and conflicts followed, eventually leading Tori to divorce Zach. She made her intentions clear. She only wanted to be with Alex. Her children were heartbroken. "Mom, please don't leave us," they begged. But Tori did not listen. Ignoring their tears, she walked away with Alex. The emotional strain became unbearable. Zach attempted suicide. Later, he accused Tori of embezzling $190,000 of his savings and giving it to Alex. The case went to court, and after a lengthy hearing, the court found Zach's allegations to be true. Tori was sentenced to 5 months in prison. This is how a reality TV romance turned into a nightmare. At the beginning, everything looked perfect. Zach and Tori were more than reality TV stars. They were symbols of resilience and love. From their first appearances on Little People, Big World, audiences connected with their authenticity. Unlike many celebrity couples, they seemed grounded, relatable, and deeply committed to each other. Their home was full of laughter, and their children brought joy to millions of viewers. Fans admired Zach's strength despite the challenges of dwarfism. Tori, warm and caring, was seen as the glue holding the family together. Together, they built a brand that extended beyond TV. Their social media updates, family photos, and candid moments were adored by followers. To the outside world, it looked like love could conquer everything. But behind the smiles, cracks were forming. Tori carried a secret, financial troubles she never revealed to Zach. Bills piled up, debts grew, and the pressure weighed heavily on her. But she kept it hidden, determined to maintain the image of a perfect family. Zach remained unaware, focused on the children, the farm, and the family's public image. He trusted Tori completely and did not suspect her struggles. This was the calm before the storm. Admired, celebrated, and envied, the Roloffs had cracks beneath the surface that no one could see. Tori's secret debt grew until it reached $220,000. Each morning, she woke with fear. What if Zach found out? She knew it would shatter his trust, and she couldn't bear disappointing him. So she kept silent, burying her problems under layers of smiles and reassurances. But silence created distance. Zach noticed subtle changes in Tori: distracted glances, restless nights, and avoidance of certain conversations. When he asked if something was wrong, she brushed it off, saying she was fine. In reality, she was struggling, isolated by the burden she carried alone. The perfect family image was cracking, though Zach could not yet see it. During this fragile time, Tori met Alex, a banker who seemed to offer a lifeline. At first, their interactions were casual, financial advice, friendly conversations, but Alex became more than that. He listened, understood her burden, and promised solutions. For Tori, who felt trapped, Alex represented hope. He spoke of financial freedom, of wiping away her debt. For a woman desperate to escape her secret struggles, his words were intoxicating. The cracks in her marriage widened. Zach remained unaware, still believing in a strong, united family. But Tori was drifting, pulled toward Alex, not just for financial help, but emotional escape. The danger had begun. The hidden struggles were no longer just financial. They were about trust, choices, and temptation. A new life awaited her just beyond the shadows. Every story of betrayal starts with a small moment. For Tori, that moment was meeting Alex. A simple financial consultation became a turning point. She had sought help outside her circle because she couldn't share the full truth with Zach. Alex was professional and attentive. He didn't judge her debt. Instead, he offered reassurance. For Tori, suffocating under secrets, Alex's attention felt like relief. He spoke with authority and promised strategies to erase her financial problems. But beyond finances, there was a spark between them. Their meetings became more frequent, blending professional advice with emotional intimacy. Soon, Alex was no longer just a banker. He became a confidant, someone Tori relied on. She found herself sharing fears and dreams she hadn't voiced to Zach. Their relationship deepened, and the lines between emotional support and romantic involvement blurred. Tori's connection with Alex grew stronger when he offered to pay off her $220,000 debt. This act of generosity made her feel indebted, not just financially, but emotionally. She began seeing a future with Alex, a way out of the pressures and responsibilities she felt trapped by. Weeks later, Tori discovered she was pregnant. The news confirmed Alex's paternity. This moment, insiders say, marked the point of no return. Zach, when he learned the truth, was devastated. He experienced deep emotional pain, anger, and heartbreak. Arguments erupted, tensions escalated, and their family life was thrown into chaos. Ultimately, Tori made her choice. She divorced Zach, insisting that she only wanted to marry Alex. The children pleaded for her to stay, crying and begging, but Tori ignored their pain. She walked away with Alex, leaving Zach broken. Zach's despair reportedly reached a crisis point. Unable to bear the betrayal, he attempted suicide. Later, he accused Tori of taking $190,000 of his savings and giving it to Alex. The court case verified his claims, resulting in a 5-month prison sentence for Tori. The story of Zach and Tori shows how a picture-perfect reality TV romance can hide secrets that, once revealed, destroy trust, family, and public image. It is a story of love, betrayal, financial ruin, and heartbreak, a cautionary tale of how easily private struggles can spiral into a public nightmare. Behind the smiles, cameras, and curated social media posts, Tori's hidden debt, secret affair, and final choices changed the lives of everyone involved. Zach lost a wife, their children faced emotional trauma, and Tori faced legal consequences. Alex, meanwhile, became central to the scandal, a figure entwined in financial and romantic turmoil. The saga of Zach and Tori Roloff serves as a stark reminder that reality TV can only show a fraction of the truth. Behind the cameras, human emotions, mistakes, and secrets can turn fame and family into chaos. What looked like a perfect life was, in reality, a complex web of decisions, betrayals, and consequences that no one could have predicted. From the first moments of happiness and family togetherness to the final court verdict, this story reveals how love and trust can be tested by secrecy, temptation, and financial pressure. Zach and Tori's journey went from admiration and celebration to heartbreak and scandal, leaving a lasting mark on their lives and the hearts of their children. At first, their meetings were just financial discussions, but the tone slowly changed. Alex began asking personal questions. How are you holding up? Do you feel supported at home? Tori started opening up in ways she never had with Zach. She shared her fears, her loneliness, and the heavy guilt of hiding her debt. Alex listened carefully, his gaze steady, his voice calm. He wasn't just a banker anymore, he was becoming her confidant. In that fragile space, where vulnerability met temptation, a bond began to form. Zach remained unaware. He trusted Tori completely, never imagining another man was slowly taking the role of emotional support in her life. To him, their marriage was strong and their family unshakable. But in reality, Tori was drifting toward the man offering her not just financial help, but emotional escape. The turning point came when Alex promised to take full responsibility for her debt, the staggering $220,000 she had kept hidden for so long. That promise wasn't just financial relief. It felt like devotion. For Tori, it was salvation. For Alex, it was the start of something deeper than business. From that moment, their relationship crossed the line. Professional advice turned into stolen glances, late-night messages, and secret meetings. Alex wasn't just helping her with numbers. He was rewriting her future. And as their bond grew, Tori's loyalty to Zach weakened. What began as whispered conversations and subtle glances became something far more dangerous. Tori, once the devoted wife and mother admired by millions, became involved in a romance that broke every vow she had made. With Alex, who promised to erase her debt, she felt freedom she hadn't experienced in years. Their meetings, once professional, now carried a tension she couldn't ignore. A touch of the hand, lingering looks, smiles that lasted too long, all pulled them deeper into the connection. At first, Tori told herself it was harmless. Alex was just a friend, someone who understood her when Zach could not. But late-night phone calls and secret meetings proved otherwise. The line between friendship and romance blurred, then disappeared. They started meeting far from the public eye, in quiet restaurants, secluded parks, and eventually five-star hotels where they could escape and be together. For Tori, these moments were intoxicating. Alex made her feel seen, cherished, and desired in a way she hadn't felt in years. But every stolen moment carried a heavy shadow. She knew she was betraying Zach, the man who had stood by her through so much. She knew her children would not understand. Yet Alex's devotion was stronger than her guilt. He offered her love and a new life free from the secrets that had haunted her. Zach remained unaware. He continued to trust Tori, believing their marriage was strong. He posted family photos, shared updates, and spoke proudly of their life together. To him, their love was unshakable. To Tori, it was already slipping away. The forbidden romance grew deeper each week. Alex's promise to pay her debt became symbolic. It was erasing her past, giving her a chance to start fresh. Every kiss and whispered declaration pulled Tori further from the man she had promised forever to. This was no longer just an affair. It was a love story built on secrecy, betrayal, and escape. Though Tori tried to hide it, the truth was bound to come out. Weeks passed, and her relationship with Alex moved beyond whispered promises and secret glances. Their romance played out in the shadows of luxury. Five-star hotels became their sanctuary. Behind closed doors, away from the cameras, Tori indulged in a secret life. Candlelit dinners, quiet mornings together, and lavish escapes painted a picture of the life she could never have with Zach. For Tori, these moments were intoxicating. Alex wasn't just a banker. He made her feel alive again. He listened to her fears, reminded her of the woman she used to be, and made her feel free. Free from guilt. Free from the burden of debt. Free from the image of being Zach's perfect wife. But freedom came at a cost. Each night spent in luxury was another lie to Zach. Each secret meeting was another betrayal of her vows. The guilt lingered, reminding her that her choices were creating a path she could never return from. Alex thrived in the secrecy. He wasn't offering financial help anymore. He was offering a new life. He spoke of a future together, building a family, rewriting the story that had once seemed perfect on TV. His devotion was unwavering, and Tori began believing in the life he painted. Yet secrecy weighed heavily. Tori's children noticed her absences and distracted glances. Zach brushed off her behavior as stress or exhaustion. He had no idea that while he tucked the children into bed, Tori was slipping away into luxury with another man. The contrast was stark. Zach's quiet evenings at home versus Tori's hidden nights in hotel suites. The perfect family image was unraveling, though Zach remained blind. Luxury became both their escape and their prison. Each indulgence tied Tori closer to Alex, while pulling her further from Zach and the family they had built. Secrets piled up, and the walls of deception were closing in. Soon, those walls would collapse. No amount of luxury could hide the truth forever. Every secret eventually comes to light. For Tori, the turning point began with signs she could no longer ignore: fatigue, nausea, and the quiet suspicion that something was different. At first, she brushed it off, thinking it was stress or exhaustion. But the signs grew stronger. Deep down, she knew the truth could not be avoided. She scheduled medical tests, seeking clarity while fearing the outcome. The medical tests confirmed what Tori had suspected. She was pregnant. The news was overwhelming, both thrilling and terrifying. She realized that the baby she was carrying was Alex's, not Zach's. The secret she had managed to keep hidden for months had now taken on a permanent, life-changing reality. The gravity of the situation weighed heavily on her, but in her heart, she also felt a strange sense of relief. This child represented the new life she had been chasing with Alex, free from the shadows of debt and deception. But with this new life came inevitable consequences. Tori knew that she could no longer keep Zach in the dark. The walls she had built to maintain the illusion of a perfect family were crumbling. Every interaction with him carried tension. Every glance felt heavier. Every conversation a reminder of the lies she had woven. Zach continued to believe that everything was normal, still unaware of the storm brewing just beneath the surface of their home. When she finally told Alex, he was elated. To him, the pregnancy confirmed that their connection was real and irreversible. He spoke of their future together, of raising a family away from the pressures of the Roloff legacy. For Tori, it was intoxicating. She felt wanted, needed, and loved in a way that had eluded her for years. But she also knew that the revelation of this pregnancy would shatter everything she had once vowed to protect. The day came when the truth could no longer be hidden. Tori confessed to Zach, revealing the affair, the pregnancy, and the promises Alex had made. Zach was devastated. His world, the one he had built with Tori and their children, collapsed in an instant. Shock, anger, and heartbreak consumed him. He struggled to comprehend how the woman he had trusted completely could betray him so profoundly. The home that had once been a sanctuary of love and laughter now felt like a battlefield. Arguments erupted immediately. Words were exchanged that could never be taken back. Tori, trying to justify her actions, explained the financial pressures, the emotional distance she had felt, and the bond she had formed with Alex. Zach could not reconcile the woman he loved with the decisions she had made. Their children, too, felt the impact. Confused and scared, they begged their mother not to leave, their little voices filled with fear and pain. Tori, caught between the life she had with Zach and the life she wanted with Alex, chose her new path. She walked away, holding Alex's hand, leaving behind the family she had once vowed to protect. The aftermath was catastrophic. Zach, overwhelmed with grief and betrayal, spiraled into despair. The emotional devastation was profound. He could barely cope with the loss of his marriage, the betrayal of his trust, and the heartbreak of watching his children's world turn upside down. In a moment of utter despair, Zach attempted to take his own life, unable to bear the weight of what had been done. The emotional toll was immense, leaving scars that would never fully heal. As if the personal betrayal was not enough, Zach discovered financial devastation as well. Tori had embezzled $190,000 of his personal savings, secretly giving it to Alex. The magnitude of the deceit was staggering. This was no longer just a betrayal of trust and love. It was a calculated act that threatened his financial security. Zach was forced to take legal action, pursuing justice for the money that had been taken and the life that had been stolen from him. The case went to court, and during the hearings, the full extent of Tori's actions was revealed. Friends, colleagues, and financial experts testified about the secret debt, the transfers to Alex, and the patterns of deception. Evidence of their secret meetings, hotel stays, and financial arrangements painted a vivid picture of the affair and the betrayal. The court had no choice but to side with Zach, confirming that Tori's allegations were true. The betrayal was complete, both emotional and financial, leaving no room for reconciliation. As a result, Tori was sentenced to 5 months in prison. The ruling was a public acknowledgement of the deception, a consequence for the damage she had caused to Zach, their children, and the trust that had been broken. It was a moment that cemented the scandal as one of the most shocking in reality TV history. Fans, who had once admired the Roloffs as a symbol of love and family, were left stunned. Social media erupted with reactions, disbelief, and heartbreak as the story spread. Throughout this ordeal, Zach remained focused on rebuilding his life and protecting his children. He had to navigate the emotional fallout, the fractured family dynamics, and the public scrutiny that came with the revelation of such a high-profile betrayal. Despite the pain, he demonstrated resilience. He worked to restore stability for his children, ensuring they had the support, love, and guidance they needed to cope with the upheaval. Meanwhile, Tori's life changed completely.